Hello everyone, this is Ms. Siddiqui here. In this video, we will talk about Socratic seminars, which is a type of discussion we are going to use frequently throughout this year. So, the name Socratic seminar comes from Socrates, who was a classical Greek philosopher who really believed in the power of asking questions. So I want you to think of Socratic seminars not as a debate, but rather as a discussion. When you speak in a Socratic seminar, you must address each other by name and use I phrases like, I disagree with so-and-so because blank, or I agree with so-and-so because blank. In Socratic seminars, you don't need to raise your hands, but you need to make sure that you're being fair in terms of how much you're speaking and, who volunteers to speak. So be kind and be courteous if you're trying to volunteer while others are. In Socratic seminars, you must back up statements with either textual evidence or references, or refer to any theories or methods we discussed in class. During Socratic seminars, you are listening to who is speaking. There are no side discussions, no talking over each other. You need to respect everyone's opinions. Anyone may ask questions of the group at any time, and you are to talk to the group, not to me. So during Socratic seminars, we must suspend judgment. We need to explain our reasoning, but also be able to see the limits of our reasoning and be able to hear the reasoning of others. We need to communicate our assumptions when we speak. So even if you're not certain of something, that's fine, but communicate that. And we are going to explore many viewpoints because we'll have multiple different voices chiming in on a particular topic or theme or subject. So you will be graded on a scale of 1 to 5 in a Socratic seminar for your oral participation. So I'm going to show you what each skill level will look like or sound like. So for a skill level 5, you need to maintain focus of the discussion and avoid kind of excessive talk or unrelated talk. You need to exhibit attentive body language and eye contact. You need to be prepared for the discussion. It needs to be evident that you are prepared based on what you're saying. So that means you've done the necessary reading and you've done the necessary preliminary writing component. You need to be respectful of the ideas that you hear from your classmates. You need to refrain from interrupting, and you need to use an appropriate way of challenging others' ideas. You also need to respond to comments made by fellow classmates. So you don't want to just speak in isolation. It needs to be a dialogue that you continue on what was previously said. And you also need to use appropriate academic language in this setting. So that would be a skill level 5. For a skill level 4, what you would do is, for the most part, you are maintaining the focus of the discussion. You have sufficiently prepared. You've done the reading and you've made some notes on your written handout. You are respectful of other people's ideas, but maybe you haven't made connections to what has been said before, so maybe you're saying things that are sort of related, but you didn't really try to make connections to your classmates. And then you also, you've exhibited appropriate academic language. In a skill level 3, you are respectful. That is required across the board for all skill levels, really. But you've made few connections to what was said. Maybe you went off topic, but maybe it got back on track. So you didn't derail the conversation, but you went off topic in a direction that was not about the theme we were talking about or about the work that we're talking about. A skill level 2 would be considered kind of a low score. What this means is that maybe you didn't do the reading, and when you are speaking during the Socratic seminar, it shows that maybe you're only kind of vaguely familiar with the material being discussed, that maybe you didn't do the written preparation. Also, for skill level 2, it's if you make few comments, and maybe you don't offer enough originality of thoughts, like you're just kind of repeating what others have said, or you have unsupported statements, or maybe when you spoke, you kind of critiqued what other classmates have said, but you didn't really give a reason. And you are also not using academic language consistently. Skill level 1 and skill level 0, I really hope don't happen, but just so you know, skill level 1 would mean like you don't contribute to the discussion, or you contribute very little. You're not using academic language. And skill level 0, either you're absent or you display no grasp of the material. You didn't read, you didn't speak, you didn't do the written preparation. But I don't think that should be a problem for us. So, Socratic seminars have different levels of discussion. In the basic level, I will pose questions which require, opinion or personally based answers, and that deal with broad themes or ideas that connect to the text. Then there will be a higher level, which is slightly more challenging, which requires direct connections and rich analysis of the texts we discussed. And the collegiate level, which is the highest level and the most challenging, requires critical thinking and synthesis in response to a text. So you are making connections to the text and then adding your own ideas, maybe connecting it to other texts or themes. So the collegiate level questions will be the most challenging. So the written preparation will happen before the Socratic seminar. And what you are to do for the written preparation is to respond to every question that I have posed on the handout. And you can just jot notes. Don't feel like you have to write in complete sentences, as these are going to just be thoughts that you'll articulate in discussion anyhow. So just sort of a pre-writing to get all of your thoughts on paper so that you can refer to them. For the oral performance component of the Socratic seminar, you are required to speak at least twice during the conversation, and you can speak at any levels of the questions. You can do the basic or the higher level or the collegiate. You can stick with one category, whatever you're most comfortable with. I encourage and challenge you to try to reach those collegiate level questions. But in the beginning of the year, if you want to stick with basic or higher level, that's a great place to start, and everyone can improve in terms of commenting and contributing to the discussion. Depending on the class's performance overall during the seminar, I may collect your written preparation and provide feedback, or I might ask an additional reflection from you after the Socratic seminar has happened. So remember, Socratic seminars are a great way for us to discuss, for you to share your ideas, to make connections to texts, to critically analyze, to also engage in writing. You will be graded on a scale from 1 to 5, and we will have our first Socratic seminar tomorrow in class on the summer reading. Remember to complete your written preparation handout. Thanks for watching.